Hey guys, I just finished 8 weeks of the vertical jump Bible and I'm going to take you through my results. This time last year I did vert shock, which took my running vert to 26 inches and my standing vert to 24.8. Those were both gains of around 3 to 3.5 inches. Based on my reach, I'd need 31 inches to touch the rim and about 40 inches to dunk. Since then, I've neglected my jump training, so I started this program with the same standing vert as I started vert shock with, and only a slightly better running one. I was testing my standing vert every week and had slightly smaller improvements with vertical jump Bible, which doesn't really matter because it's the end result that's important, but it's nice to track. After the 8 weeks, I took 10 days off. I did some light stretching and mobility work. I tested my standing vert this afternoon and managed 24 inches. This is something I'd already done at the end of week 7, and it's not quite as good as I managed with vert shock. My running jump was harder to measure last year because I can't reach the rim, so I had to loop a tape measure around the rim and let it hang down and use that to see how close I was to 10 feet. Last year I started with a 22.5 inch running vert and ended on 26 inches. This year I started at 23 inches. I bought a mini hoop for my garden which I set at that height, so I actually had something I could touch. I drilled new holes and moved it up to 294 centimeters, which is 9 feet 7/3. And on my 11th attempt, I just grazed the bottom of it. I did feel a connection with my finger, even though it looks like I just grabbed the net. So overall, I gained 2.4 inches or 6 centimeters on my standing vert and 3 3/4 inches or 9.5 centimeters on my running vert. I did practice my technique, but I accept that could still improve. I looked at the program, which had some tips, things like running on the balls of your feet and not spending too long executing the actual jump. I incorporated those when I was doing it, but I wasn't consistently practicing them every week. So that could be something I focus more on when I do my next program. Okay, the program itself. So the way Jump Bible works is you have several programs, and the one you do is based on how reactive your jumps are and whether you can pass the minimum strength standard for a back squat. If, like me, you can jump about as high as you can from standing as you can off a platform, then you need the balanced program. If you're really springy, then your workouts will focus more on strength. And if you're useless rebounding from a height, then you need the reactive program. The intermediate balanced program was 2 4-week phases, 2 sessions a week with the same exercises in workout B, but the order is reversed. You start with pure plyometric movements, then a speed strength movement, in this case jump squats, finishing with strength exercises. So phase 1 was a high object jump for sets of 10, then rhythmic lunge jumps, sets of 10 per leg, depth jumps in sets of 5, jump squat went down in reps as the weight increased, and the same for Romanian deadlifts and back squat. In phase 2, one of the RDL sessions was replaced by deadlift, so I used my hex bar. Jump squats and depth jumps stayed the same, and the new exercises were box jumps from a seated position for sets of 6, and single leg repeat jumps onto a platform or step for sets of 12. Personally, I would have preferred to spread the exercises out a bit more over the week. Most of the sessions were 90 minutes, and in some cases they're as long as 2 hours. When people talk about working out in the gym, they say it's either going to be a high intensity session or a long duration, and you can't have both. It could be that that's what they were trying to do here, make you work under fatigue. Whatever the case, it was effective. Exercise selection was great. There was a progressive overload when it was involving the weights, and an increase in volume for the other exercises. This is something that Kelly goes into in the PDF. Again, the inclusion of depth jumps, which the research shows is one of the best exercises to do if you want to jump higher. I preferred this to vert shock because I never felt close to injury. With vert shock, a lot of people get knee problems, myself included. The fact that I got to keep doing squats was a big plus for me. I talked about vert shock being nearly all plyometrics, and so I lost strength, which must have counted against my jumping ability. I really like the Jump Bible warm-up as well. I'm keeping that for my lower body sessions from now on. I feel like I can go straight from the warm-up into my explosive exercises. Overall, I may be a little bit disappointed in the results, given the fact that I jumped 26 inches last year means my body should find it easier to repeat that. So if anything, the Jump Bible had a small advantage. If I had to recommend one of the programs, I'd absolutely go for the Jump Bible. That's especially true if you're young because you want to stay injury-free through your prime years, and you also get to add that experience of adding weights to your program. I'm now 4 and a bit inches from touching the rim. I plan to dedicate more time to working on my technique. That is something that a lot of you have highlighted and have said that for yourselves, it's been easy inches that you could gain. Thanks for watching, guys.